Hey everybody, welcome back. I just want to do a quick overview of my bow and the equipment on it. I know every time I go to the range I get questions on my setup. A lot of people like my setup and I always get questions about it, especially about the sight. The sight looks more than what it really is, and a lot of people, they ask about it and just kind of wonder about it because it does look like it has a lot going on even though it doesn't. But we'll just go over the whole bow real quick. I am shooting the dinosaur of a Mathews. It's a Mathews v3x. I choose to still run this bow because I went to pick up a lift and I did shoot the lift. I don't like how light the lift is. I feel the heavier the bow, the more solid it is in the hands and the more stable it is. And as for the phase 4, I just didn't care for the limbs. I want to give the limbs some time. I want to see other people's future reviews about the whole rubber dampening thing. So that is why I am still shooting the old reliable Mathews v3x. This is going to be a bow people talk about in the future, like the Z7 everybody still talks about. The v3x is going to be one of them bows people are looking for in the future. So real quick, we'll just go over it. I do use the SCS system, or the Silent Connect system for my pull ropes. All my tree stands have the pull ropes with the loop on the end where you just hook it over the SCS tab, and you don't need any carabiners. You don't have to tie it around your limbs, your camera, or anything like that, which honestly is awesome. I love that system. I do make all my own pull ropes, so I don't buy the Mathews ones because they're crazy expensive for that little rope that they do sell. They're like 15 bucks a piece or something like that. And as for stabilizers, I use the Shrewd Vantage bars, 9-inch on the back, 12 on the front. I run 6 ounces of weight in the back and 2 ounces of weight on the front. I do have the Mathews back bar mount that's made by Shrewd, and again it's a 9-inch bar. The bars are in sand. They don't match the granite on the riser completely, but they are close. I didn't realize slate was the actual color when I ordered them, so I ordered sand, not even thinking about it, and they match good enough. I really don't care. Their stabilizers ain't gotta look pretty. And on the front, I have the 8 degree down, the Mathews quick disconnect 8 degree down. 8 degree works best for me. You might like a 10, or you might even like the straight. I don't know. You gotta try them out and feel the hold. You gotta mess with your stabilizers a lot. Then in my past, man, I've messed with so many configurations of weight, back bars, V bars, everything. And then we'll move on to the rest. The rest is nothing fancy. It's the Hamskea Hybrid Hunter. It is absolutely nothing special. You break the bolt loose, you move it back and forth by hand, you tighten the bolt down. Same thing with the vertical adjustments. You break the bolt loose, move it up and down by hand, tighten it back down. It's that simple. So it's a set and forget kind of thing. I don't really feel the need to upsell myself on a fancy, Epsilon or anything like that. I don't use a micro tune. Like I said, 13, 16, set it, forget it, and tune your bow from there. I do like the limb driven rests though, because they are way better to tune. In my opinion, they hold your arrow longer as opposed to a drop away. It just drops. The limb driven, they'll hold your arrow for a few, like fractions of a second longer, and it just helps stabilize the arrow as it's coming off your string. And they are super easy to tune. You have the Hamskea little glide lock thing that goes on the D-loop material or your cord here, and to loosen it, all you do, if you want to make some D-loop adjustments or make some rest adjustments, you simply loosen it. It flips your blades up, and then all you do is pull that tab down, and you just pull that tight. Now it bites against itself, just like so. You pull your little O-ring up and over, bam, tune, just like that. Anything happens in the field where this breaks loose or something and you gotta replace it in the field, that's how easy it is to set. And now for the big dog, the sight. XL Landslide Carbon Pro. My opinion, the best sight on the market, the most versatile sight on the market. Durability, I've never had an issue with anything coming loose, anything breaking, so they are pretty durable. I do hunt hard, and that's that, man. It's an awesome sight. It is a slider sight. It's a 2-pin slider, so you got your little thumb tab here or your lock, flip it down. You can use the dial wheel to make your elevation adjustments, or you can simply press the dial in the wheel and move it by hand super fast. So if you got to get up to 20 real quick, press it in, move it up, bam, your dead stop, your 20 stop, lock it back in place. That's that. Like I said, it does come with 2 yardage indicators for your sight tape, and super awesome windage adjustments. It's very tactile. It is micro adjust. That is one thing I do recommend having micro adjust on your bow, is your windage, because as you're out there shooting, wind changes, everything like that. You have to make some fine adjustments. You can make macro adjustments. You break this bolt here, and then you slide your barrel back and forth. That's for macro. And then on a Mathews and the bridge lock, you do have to, if you're using a bigger scope housing like a 41mm, like I'm running the UltraView v3x LSE, the slider edition, and you do have to get a separate windage bracket. This is the windage bracket everybody uses for the landslide. I do not. I use the windage bracket for the AccuTouch because it's half its size and it doesn't move your housing over too far where you can't see your sight tape. Like this is how much you're actually moving it over. It's about 3/4 of an inch. And if you look, right here, that's the AccuTouch windage bracket. It is literally half the size. So you don't actually have to turn your bow completely sideways to see your sight tape. As normal, you just barely cant your bow a little bit and you can see your sight tape right here. I could still see it from almost looking directly behind it. Actually, I can see it. Like when you use the landslide windage bracket, it moves that sight tape over so far that your bar actually blocks the sight tape itself and you can't see it. So you really have to turn that bow sideways to look at it. The dial or the yardage indicators, they're real fine pins. You see right here, they're real fine. They got a nice point on them. They're not fat. They're not off the sight tape. So you're looking at it any direction, it's where it's supposed to be. Like Spot Hog, they got them fatter sight tape or the yardage pins, and they're off that tape a little bit. If you simply tilt your bow back or something, you're going to be 1 yard to 2 yards off. That sucks. XL knocked it out of the park with that. And now we'll go to, oh, it does come with sticky sight tapes, the stickers, and it does come with, I think, 12 steel sight tapes. The only thing I don't like about the steel sight tapes are they're black and they got a white inlay for the numbers and yardage marks. I prefer the actual sticker sight tapes because they're white. They're just easier to see, in my opinion. So I do put on the steel sight tape and I put the sticker over it and then stick it on there. Works out very well. The yardage pins are very adjustable. It's got 4 holes for you to move them up and down, so you can put your scope where it needs to be, and it's just got a lot of adjustment to it, so you can actually get your yardage pins lined up with your yardage markers. And then, like I said, it does come with a 0 stop. That's that. It's fully adjustable. You get your sight set in and then you put that where it needs to be, so your home base is 20, or my home base is 20, or wherever your home base is. So simply move it down. Like I said, you can push this in, slide it up. That's that dead stop, set at 20 now. I know for a fact it's set at 20. And as for the scope, it's UltraView UV3XL. I personally run the 2-pin version. Lights on, there we go. 2-pin, you can see the 2 pins in there, green, red. On my setup, I got really lucky. My first pin's at 20 and my second pin's at 35, 100%. I went out and verified it. Now this is the SE, this is the newer v3XL model. It's all black. They did do quite a bit of changes to it. The 2 screws to take your cartridges out are now only on this side, and they don't back out all the way. You can back them all the way out and they dead stop right there. You're not dropping them, you're not losing them, nothing like that. And now they're only on the outside. They're not on the inside of the scope like the old Ultra Views that had 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside. Just the 2 outside only, easy to get to. They didn't do any new improvements to the light cartridges. Some of you know I've had issues in the past with light cartridges getting wet and not working. And now the scope comes with the high-vis ring. It's simply a white ring. They come with it. You can buy different color rings now. I think they got like 10 or 12 colors. It simply just pushes in, snaps in just like that. And they still come with the World Archery cap that you can replace the light cartridge with if you're in a competition that you cannot use a light cartridge, or you're in a state that doesn't allow any electronics on your bow. Simply swap it out. It's easy, just taking the 1 screw out, and that's that. And that's it for the bow. Now we got the quiver. I don't use a fancy quiver. It's a freaking Trophy Ridge hex light quiver. Just push it in like that and then snaps in place. For what it is pretty low pro. It's as close as I can get it with the hamskey rest. It's a cool quiver. I like this quiver. I like it for hunting. I don't shoot with a quiver on, so I really don't care how heavy the quiver is. It is a heavy quiver. It's not super heavy. I mean, some people think it's heavy, but it is what it is. My favorite part about it is the fact that it's got the 2 grippers here, so your arrows aren't bouncing around, being all annoying. And my favorite part is you get your tree stand. It's dark. You need a little bit of light, not too much light. Push of a button, you got a light there. It shines down on everything. And you can see when you're putting your arrow back, your broadheads. Turn it off, and then it's got like a flashlight light too, which is awesome. It's green. Pretty cool. And they're pretty bright for what they are. Man, just like that. And I also have the engaged limb legs. I don't really use them unless I'm blind hunting. I don't shoot with them on. I don't know, they put awkward weight on the bow in a wrong spot. But that's it, man. Quick overview of my setup. I do get questions about it, and just figured I'll let everybody know what I'm running. And that's it. Oh, my arrow setup. I use a Victory VAP Elite. It's not the TKO. Those are too expensive. Those are above my pay grade. I still shoot Rages. I know a lot of people hate on Rage, but I personally love the Rages. These are just the hypodermics. They work every time. And I use whitewater wraps. These are the reflective honeycomb wraps. Pretty dope. IP Knox, Victory, AAE Max Stealth vanes. My favorite vanes. And that's it, guys. Super light arrow. Freaking trajectory on them are super flat, so you're not having issues with an animal moving a couple yards here and there. You don't even, if it's 30 yards, that animal steps in 2 yards, you don't have to re-range and re-sight in or move your slider sight to 32 yards or 28 yards, whatever it is. You literally just put it in that spot and it's a dead animal, man. If you're on the vitals, it's a done deal with a light arrow. It really is. There's no crazy drop in trajectory like there's a heavier arrow. That's it, guys. If you guys like the videos, man, subscribe please, and give me a like if you like the videos. And again, that's it. It's Mathew's v3x dinosaur of a bow. Maybe I'll upgrade one day, maybe I won't. Thanks, guys.